Hi guys, today I was going to be doing a video about books that I'm bringing to the beach with me. Daisy was so excited that she couldn't help but come help me out with this video. Oh, Gracie's here too. I leave for the beach tomorrow and we have about a 10-hour drive, and then we finally get there. I am very excited because one of my favorite things about the beach, sitting on the beach in my chair with my toes in the water with a book in my hand. So, I'll get started. My goal was to try to pick some summary reads. Normally I don't think about that, about what season the book is supposed to be in. I read The Road when I was at the beach, which is about as far from an easy breezy summer read as you can get. So I tried to think a little more accordingly. I still have some books that are on the heavier side, but I did try to lighten it up a little bit. The first book that I'm going to be reading is Circe. I'm still reading Circe. I've been working on it for a little while now. I have about 130 pages. I was hoping to finish it before I went on vacation, but I was unable to do it. There was just too much to do and not enough time to read. So I'm going to finish that up real quick and then I'll get moving on to my other books. In the same frame of thought as that one is Penelopiad by Margaret Atwood. This is the story of Penelope, the wife of Odysseus, and how she ran the kingdom, ran her family, and dealt with Odysseus being gone for so long. I think it's going to be very interesting. I love Margaret Atwood's books. She always has some very interesting female characters, and I know that this one is not going to let me down. I'm bringing two William Faulkner books. The first one is The Sound and the Fury. I tried to read the back of this cover, but it didn't actually say what it was about. I do know that this is his masterpiece work, so it must be great. I've read William Faulkner before, and it took me a little while to get into the way he writes, but once I got into it, I was really immersed in the story, and I'm sure that his best work is going to be fantastic. I'm also bringing Intruder into the Dust. This is supposed to be a murder mystery that deals with injustice. From what I read of the back, it sounds almost a little bit like To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's been a long time since I read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I quite enjoyed it when I did, so I'm hoping that I'll really like this one. This next book, I believe, is a collection of short stories. I believe that these stories have to do with drug addiction and other really heavy subjects like that. It's called Jesus' Son. First off, this book is absolutely beautiful. It's really small, so it'll fit perfectly into a beach bag, and I really like reading short stories when I'm on the beach because you don't have to commit to reading a long chapter if you just want to sit in the sun for a couple minutes and not have to sit there for an hour or so. I'm very interested to see where this book takes me. I decided to bring something a little lighter since I realized that a lot of the books that I'm bringing have very heavy subject matter. So I decided to bring Crazy Rich Asians. I know that this is about to be a movie, and I'm excited to see the movie. I've heard that this book is great. I heard that it's kind of an easy, fun read, so I'm looking forward to reading this. This next book is a book that I didn't pick up initially. I looked at it in one of my favorite bookstores, and I read it, and I put it back, but when I saw it again in another bookstore, I picked it up. It sounds like it's going to be a very good read. It's called The Southernmost. It says it's the story about an evangelical preacher in a small town in Tennessee. After a flood washes away nearly all the town, he lets a gay couple stay at his house because I assume they lost their house, and that creates a lot of problems for him because he lives in a prejudiced society. This is the story of how that action of helping others affects that preacher's life. For my last two books, one is poetry and one is a non-fiction book. Both are very interesting. I feel like I keep using the word interesting, but I try not to know too much about books before I go into them because I like being surprised, and if a story can kind of hold on to me without me knowing a lot about it, I know that I'm really going to love it. But one of these books I've actually already read. It's The Sun and Her Flowers. I'm sure everyone's heard about this book. It's fantastic. I've read it before. I want to read it again. I've been feeling a little down lately, and I think that this book will be the pick-me-up that I need. The last one is a non-fiction. It's called Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis. It looks like this. Sorry, my cat's just meowed. I had heard about that book a long time before I bought it. I think that it's going to be a fascinating read. I wanted to bring a wide array of books because I don't know exactly what I'm going to be in the mood for. I wanted to bring a little... Can you guys hear my cats fighting? They're like attacking each other in the background. But I wanted to bring a wide array of books so I can have exactly what I want. I want to have those options because I'm used to having my 4 bookcases lined up with books where I can just pick what I wanted next. I have one more book to mention. This is the book that Brock's bringing with him. He's reading IQ 84. He drew it out of our jar. I put every book that we have into this jar. So I try to do this about once a month. This way I'm able to read some of the books that I've had for a little while and just forget to get around to. I put all of our fiction, nonfiction, and comic books, I believe, into a jar. I've only been able to draw it twice. The first time I drew The Fates and the Furies, that was a book that I'd had for so long, and I thought that it was such a beautiful book, but I was kind of afraid to pick it up. I don't know why. The story interested me enough to buy it, but it didn't exactly interest me enough to actually pick it up. But once I read it, I quite enjoyed the story. The second book, sorry, Gracie's up here with me. The second book that I drew, I've only drawn it twice because I haven't had it around that long and I took a little break from it. But the second one I did was The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm going to start it up after I get back from vacation because I wanted to read something not so heavy while I'm at the beach. The 2 that Brock has drawn are The Bell Jar and IQ 84. I think he definitely draws a lot better than I do. My cats are just very excited about reading. But in all honesty, I think my cats know that we're going out of town because lately, every time I sit down, they like lay on top of me and look at me like I'm about to leave forever, and I guess I'm about to leave for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is a long time for a cat. But don't worry, they're going to be well looked after while we're gone. I'm very excited to go to the beach. It's going to be a great time. I might actually get a tan or not. I don't know. We're going down to Gulf Shores for 2 weeks. We're also going to be stopping by Panama City Beach. And we're going to be stopping by New Orleans for a day. I've never been to New Orleans, but I heard that it's incredible. And I love going on vacations with Brock and my family. I love going on vacations with my family. It's always a really good time. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.